The first results are out, and there's not much to see in those results. The Labour Party have held a number of seats, the Conservative Party have held a number, but the rumour mill suggests that, number one, the turnout was very low and that a lot of Conservative voters stayed at home. While this may not translate into losing that many seats, the share of votes is, I think, going to see a Labour surge and a Conservative drop. Chris Heaton-Harris has already been fielded to explain that we are mid-term in the 13th year of a Conservative government and to expect poor results. Chris Heaton-Harris is a good man and probably the best that the Conservative Party can find at the moment. Certainly it's better to see Chris Heaton-Harris any day than to see Suella Braverman. Goodness knows why Heaton-Harris isn't made into the next Home Secretary, because he would square the place up and it would start to perform. I have every suspicion. In the meantime, I think the Conservatives need to brace themselves for a poor result, and I hope the message would be driven home that the policies followed by Suella Braverman, those headline-hugging policies of nastiness and accompanied by the indolence of her ministry, simply don't carry weight. They simply don't find favour with the electorate. And if this is a taste of what is going to happen at the general election next year or the following year, Rishi Sunak can prepare to cede the key of number 10 to Keir Starmer with very little chance of a comeback for the next 10 to 15 years. Now, I think if he were to reverse or pull back on the Suella Braverman rhetoric, maybe there's a chance of at least saving face. But if he persists with this nastiness, I think he can very, very seriously consider the possibility that he will wreck the party completely. That will not be good for the country. A good government has a good opposition, and part of the problems that the Conservative government has faced certainly over the last 7 years, has been an extremely poor opposition, which is only just beginning to recover at the moment. But frankly, even that recovery is not fast enough and effective enough to present a real challenge to some of the more peculiar proposals coming out of the government at the moment, and mostly being led by Suella Braverman. We need reform. We need reform badly. And I hope the government will listen to the message that this local election will tell. It is almost certain